wonderful day so far, and now we have the call to action. We're going to have some communities speaking with us. So I'm going to share my screen just to show roughly what we have planned. That's the Twitter where we're tweeting and where the recordings will become available. So this is what we have now. So we've got a few groups to speak. Now, I have a feeling that Alba, Tanya, and Lean may have restricted time. So I'm going to ask one of them to get started, and then we'll have Ala and Anshal, if that's okay. So Lean, do you want to go first?
Sure. Hi, Susan. Hi,
Hello.
everyone.
Yes. Would you like me to share, or would you like to share?
I can share. That's not a problem.
Go ahead. Go ahead. So these are all communities that we'd love for you to engage with, and also make your suggestions in the chat about other communities or other needs or ideas for these communities to support you. Go ahead.
Of course. Hi, everyone. This is Lean speaking. I'm a data and analytics consultant at KPMG Lower Gulf, and I'm here today to introduce you to the Data and AI Association, DAIA, for the Middle East and Africa. And we're here today because we'd love to introduce this initiative to you that only started a couple of weeks ago and has ramped up almost 400 members so far. And we aim to grow really and scale for everyone in the community. So I can't wait to introduce it to you. And some of our founding members are here watching too. So welcome, everyone. So who is DAIA? DAIA is an open association for data and AI practitioners. So our goal is to be part of the community and from the community and for the community. So DAIA wants to provide this platform for aspiring professionals in the field, for those who just entered the data analytics field, for veteran professionals in the field who have vast amounts of experience to share with those who just entered. It also aims to act as a learning and development library. So one thing that's very important to the team that you see on this page is learning and development. We are all learners all the time, and I think as the professionals in the data analytics community, you all know what it means to be a learner, because daily we have to learn new technologies, we have to adapt to them and then implement them successfully. So we aim to be that source of learning and development. And also we aim to develop a job portal, a collaboration blog, amongst many helpful resources for those in the community. Because what we saw, thanks to also Muhannad and Abdullah, who started this initiative on LinkedIn that gathered a lot of excitement, is the fact that there was no collaboration or united force for data and artificial intelligence. So this association hopes to bridge that gap, to bring all of us together. And one thing that's important is that our services are offered at no cost, and we're built by the community and for the community. And what we really aim to do, especially the team that you see here on the stage, is to drive ethics and trust within the profession. Because as previous speakers said during today, from the morning up until just a few moments ago, is that ethics and trust is really important in data. Our decisions weigh more than we think they do. So does our bias and our data models, etc. So having that trust and ethics in the profession is really, really important to data. So to introduce you to the team, the wonderful team that's going to drive this initiative, we have here Abdullah Sharif from PwC, with Muhannad also from PwC. We have Sarah Higazi, who is a data scientist at Uber. Myself, and we have Mark, founder and CEO of an AI product. We have Kareem, who's also a digital accelerator at PwC. We have Sarah, who is the founder of the data science services, Data Science Frontier, which was, maybe I have that accent with saying it. It's a French nonprofit organization, which is really great. And then we have Celine Youssef, who's a computer engineer at Google. This team is really built to scale, and we are all equal members. It's a very flat organization, and we're excited to get this moving forward. So to clarify our vision and mission, the vision of DAIA is to be the hub of education, ethics, and work standards and collaboration for data and AI. And to do so, we want to empower those enthusiasts and practitioners in the field develop this community or platform for them, and drive that motivation and excitement that we have every day when we go to work. Because if you are in data, you have to be motivated to do it. We all have that spark that lets us do what we love so well. So we aim to be that that community and provide job and project opportunities whenever available, and also provide the resources to for those data enthusiasts who are just entering the field. So our scope of work will cover 4 key pillars or areas: learning and development, the job portal, networking and collaboration, and then finally marketing and business development. And by that we mean we want to provide this open space for companies or individuals to showcase their products and services related to data and AI. So these are our 4 key pillars. Please post any questions you have, or feel free to contact me or the group on LinkedIn to ask us more questions, or any of the team members that you see on this page. And finally, we do have a LinkedIn group set up that we can invite you to, and you can request to be in. And this is where the hub of our members are, the 400 plus members that are gathering. So we look forward to the conversation with you and having you be part of such a great initiative. And if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out.
Thank you so much, Lena. I would suggest you put the LinkedIn group in the chat so everybody can join right away. And that was great. And please ask Lena any questions in the chat. We'll quickly move on to Alba and Tanya. Would you like to go next?
Yes, definitely.
Oh, please go ahead.
Can you display my slide?
Yeah, sure. If you'd like me to, I can do so. So you would like the
lean-in one.
Sorry?
The lean-in one.
Lean-in one. Let me just share my screen, and then we'll go ahead. Okay. Right. So here we go. So
otherwise.
Which one?
Otherwise, I can do if you don't have it handy.
No, I have it here. Can you tell me which one you'd like?
It doesn't appear on the list. Let me share it.
This one?
Yes,
this one, right?
Exactly.
Yeah, that one.
Okay, go ahead.
Great, perfect. Okay, so well, thank you very much for this super interesting morning. Very productive and a lot of insights to learn from all the professionals in the room. I'm here to present Lean-in, and more specifically the Lean-in Circle of Women in Tech in Dubai. So I assume that some of you have heard about the Lean-in community. I want to speak to you or share with you a bit the origins about this worldwide network. Basically, Sheryl Sandberg, who is the Chief Operating Officer of Facebook, she joined the company in 2008 as the right hand of Mark Zuckerberg. She was before VP of Global Online Sales and Operations for Google. And she did a TED Talk in order to discuss or to present like some insights on how women are held back in the professional environment and how women hold ourselves back. And after this TED Talk in 2010, she received a lot of like messages and stories about, you know, the struggles that women go through, like a lot of success stories also. And she got inspired to write her book, which is Lean-in, Women, Work, and the Will to Lead. After this book, that was also very successful, they moved on creating and professionalizing one community called Lean-in, or as its website says, leanin.org. This community advocates for better policies for women, to empower and encourage women in the workplace. They have also a podcast called Tilted, and they also write a lot of reports based on the research that they carry. But one of the most important areas of the Lean-in community are the circles. These circles are inspired after their book, in which she tries to share her personal stories, use research to prove the gender diversities that actually exist, and she tries to offer also practical advice to help women achieve their full potential. So as I said, circles are one of the main, areas of value proposition of the Lean community. There are more than 43,000 circles in 170 countries. And basically, they are based on three main fundamentals, which is confidentiality, communication, and commitment. Confidentiality, because everything that happens on the circles is based on trust. What happens on the circle stays on the circle. All the conversations on the circle are based on open communication and honesty. And there should be also, as a third principle, the commitment to want to add value to the circle by all the team members and to be present. So circles are basically groups of women all over the world who usually meet monthly for peer-to-peer advice and support. So they share their struggles. In some cases, the leaders of the circle invite external speakers or professionals in a specific area to give a conference or to drive the conversation. And here in the region, we have the Women in Tech Dubai Circle with more than 125 members. And we wanted to present here to this community so that we also encourage you to apply. Our purpose is to encourage women in tech to connect and align with the Lean principle, achieve the full potential. And we have done several meetups. So for example, we have organized informal networking breakfasts with around 15 to 20 people. We have done conversations on Zoom recently on resilience. We have had talks with HR experts on the future of HR. And one of our biggest conferences had more than 100 attendees. And it was called The Female Factor and the Power of Talk. We did it in partnership with a business school, and we had a PhD specialized in gender as a speaker. And also we invited female leaders from LinkedIn, Facebook, and Ernst & Young in order to participate. I see that Tanya has just shared on the chat the link to join or circle. And any question you have, Tanya, Shada, and myself, we are in this call. Feel free to raise your questions. And in any case, please feel free to join. And you are more than welcome for our next meetups and conversations, since peer-to-peer advice has proven to be as helpful as top-down advice. So we believe that as data shows, 86% of the women in Lean circles claim that being part of our circle has given them a positive impact in their lives. So we encourage all of you to join us.
Thank you so much, and great. We have the link in the chat, and anybody please ask questions if you want to join these communities. We want to keep the momentum going. Alaa, do you want to go next?
Yes, that's fine. Yeah.
Okay. Do you want to share?
Yeah, I will share my screen now.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay, can you see my screen?
Yes.
Okay, so hi everyone. Thank you all the speakers for lovely talks and sessions so far. I want to introduce to you Arab Women in Computing. This is the organization that's part of the organizing event today. Arab Women in Computing has been available in the region for the last 8 years. It was founded in 2012 in New York University, Abu Dhabi, and this picture is from our second annual conference in 2015. So Arab Women in Computing is an organization that was founded to support and inspire Arab women in technology in all sectors. We have a large community all over the Middle East in different countries, and we have a community of people, women in academics, professionals working in the industry, entrepreneurs, and more other sectors. I would like to introduce the founders of the organization, Professor Sana Audem. She's from New York University, Abu Dhabi, and New York University. She's a clinical professor, and she's an affiliated faculty of the computer science in New York University, Abu Dhabi, and New York University. And Dr. Kautar Al-Maghrawi, she's a research scientist at IBM in New York. they started the organization 2012 in a way to start a research about Arab women in computing, about their statistics, situation, their aspiration, and more to get real numbers about the situation of women in computing in the Middle East. And then this initiative grow bigger and bigger, and now we have actually been affiliated with global organizations such as Anita Borg Institute for Women and the Academic Computing Machinery Women in Computing, ACMW. And we have a lot of partnerships with many organizations in the Middle East, such as ArabNet, Zuma, WAMDA, AUB, American University of Beirut, and LLWB, Lebanese League for Women in Business, and the QRCI, Qatar Computing Research Institute. We have over than 19 chapters in the Middle East and in Europe and the US. The idea of having a chapter in each country is to have a community of women in computing to support each other and to have a regular meetups and talks. These are some photos of our events by different chapters. You can see this is from Morocco and the Jordan chapter, Sudan, Tunisia, Saudi Arabia, Qatar, Yemen, Lebanon, Palestine, UAE, and yeah, this is from our annual conference. Another thing, we have an annual conference, but it is being organized every 2 years. In 2015, it was in the UAE, in 2017 in Lebanon, and in 2019 in Morocco as well. So we have events in every country that's being organized on a regular basis, and we have a lot of sessions for mentoring as well. So we would like you to join our events. You can join our Facebook group, Arab Women in Computing. You can check our website, arabweek.org, or you can contact us or Dr. Manar Abu Talib, who is the leader of Arab Week UAE chapter. And that's it. I'll put the links for all the communities on Facebook and the website in the chat, and you can join us and see you in the next events.
Thank you so much, Ala. So now we've heard from 3 communities, and I think, Anshal, you'd like to share a community with us. Is that correct?
Yes, so I wanted to share, let me just actually share my screen first.
Okay.
Right, so the community is actually called Women in Data. So this is a global initiative where they have like 24 chapters. So chapters over here mean countries. So they have this initiative going on in 24 countries. And now Dubai has also joined the list recently, and we've had our first session already. So Women in Data is actually the mission is to actually increase the diversity in data careers, to increase the awareness and the education in women. And it's not only limited to women, like even men can join this as well. So this community is actually like whoever wants to join can be someone who is new to data science, someone who is just transitioning into data science, or someone who already has some experience in data science and just wants to progress further and wants to become a leader can also join this community. I would also post the meetup link in the chat section where you can actually go ahead and see the upcoming sessions. So Women in Data, the community itself holds quarterly symposiums, and we have the next symposium in Dubai coming up in July. So we're actually looking for speakers as well. So if you would like, you could reach out to me, and I could like get your details, and we can go ahead with that. And apart from that, if you want to do any sessions or any workshop at any time with women in data, you could do that as well, and we can quickly set up a virtual event for now, so once the situation calms down. So yeah, so let me actually show you the meetup group. So this is the meetup group which you can actually join, and I would actually be posting that in the chat section as well. And we already have an upcoming session on June 20th. And yeah, I guess that's about it. If you guys have any question, please post that in the chat section.
Thank
So
you. Oh, sorry. Thank you. It's good to say thank you, Anshal.
thank you.
Yeah, so I was I know that Shada wants to make some remarks, and I also wanted to share just a reminder of all the things that we did today. So just briefly, while you get set, Shada, to make your final remarks, look at the. I just wanted to quickly go through the day, all the things we heard today. It's a little amazing, and all the speakers we heard, and these are the organizers. So if you want to thank the speakers and organizers, please do so in the chat. And Shada is one of the amazing organizers and leaders for today. So Shada, did you want to make your some remarks?
Absolutely. Thank you, Suzanne, for that. And I would like to start with thanking the organizing team, yourself, and all the amazing leaders we had basically behind putting behind this event. I would like to address our amazing attendees and to join them, to ask them to join those communities. We want to keep up this momentum. We don't want this to be just a one event or a one-time thing. We would like to have this, seeing more of that, especially in the field of data science that's actually growing and going forward with the time and with the need for data, as we've just seen. So please join in the communities, attend our events, and you will see most of us, as I said, in most of those communities, we're active. We're active basically participants in those and active organizers. Myself, I'm in 3 or 2 of those communities that we just actually mentioned. Reach out to us, connect in LinkedIn, and keep up the great network. Thank you so much, everyone, for having us today with you throughout the past 4 hours. Then we would like to see you again in the upcoming events. Thanks, Suzanne.
Thank you, Shada, and thank you, everyone. And it's time to have a nap, I think, after today. I've been recording. I'm going to stop recording now. So people want to